holy days, everyone. I hope everyone's having a nice start to their holy days and happy Christmas Eve. I hope you're all okay. This is Crypto Angles podcast number 39 and welcome. So, in my last video, this one, I shall show you. I spoke about how no, not how astrology is important. I spoke about how that movie Leave the World Behind signaled important dates for crypto. There's a short version here and then the longer version. And basically it came up with Mercury retro full moon during Mercury retrograde within the year of the dragon. So that movie itself linked to the surges of, or well, it told us in a hidden, very hidden way, because crypto is not mentioned in that movie, apparently. I've not watched it myself. But it's shown to us the importance of astrology. And of course, my podcast is all about using astrology of the sky to see what the market may or may not be doing. So as I said, we'd use the visible sky over here if you are new. So we use the visible sky, not mainstream astrology, and this calendar is in full alignment with the visible sky, and it's an interesting one as we've got Mercury entering Ophichus, retrograding back into it, full moon in Gemini, and Jupiter stations direct. And I'm gonna just let you know, January is a wild one. It's a wild one, excuse me. So do feel free if you want the dates of what to kind of look out for, even though I basically said it. It's the full moons during Mercury retrograde. The volume on this was awful. It's because I was sat on my bed. I was a little bit lazy, but I'm by the window now and I don't actually have a mic. So if anyone would like to help me with that, you're more than welcome. But I don't even know where the mic is on the computer. It's literally just the computer mic because the last mic I had broke. So it's just not working. So I'm going to do my best to talk a little bit louder, just a little bit louder. But anyway, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Kelita Sahliah. If you do not know, I am a real angel, a mother, and of course I dabble in crypto. So this is crypto, but I do I do energy updates every Thursday as well. And do make sure the calendar that I am using, do make sure you grab it. I'm using this one. It does finish in March. As you can see, it finishes in March, and this new calendar begins in April. But I'm not gonna lie, 16 people have this in their basket, but there's only 6 calendars left. So I need to get I do need to order some more. But of course there's unlimited digital, and if you do use holy days you can get 15% off. Yeah, and I'm learning some things. I'm learning, but anyway, let's get into it. So I wanted to show you, as we saw in the last video, I did want to show you just like the importance of astrology, really. So we are going to take a quick look at some Gematria connections that astrology connects to, just a few, and then we'll come into the astrological story of this cycle during the holy days, and then we'll do the technical analysis for Bitcoin, XRP, and the DXY. So let's get into it. We're going to kind of go through these a little bit quick because I may or may not be hungover a little bit right now. So anyway, Gematria connections. This is my threads on Instagram, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. And something I do want to point out, which I find just amazing, astrology in Hebrew anyway. Oh gosh, I didn't even do it for the other one, did I? I see my head. Sometimes my head no good. The 132, what is that? Is 6. Oh gosh, I didn't write it, but this equals 6. 7, 9, 8 breaks down to 24, and then 6, and then 132. You put the 1 and the 2, that's 3, 3, and then of course 6. So we're getting 6 energy when it comes to astrology. 6 equals the material. Do stick around throughout 2024 with me, because just away from crypto and stuff, I'm doing a full breakdown of all the numbers with 0 to 9, all the luminaries, so Mercury, Venus, blah 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 blah, and all the zodiacs, looking at the symbology and all of that stuff and the energy behind it. So feel free to stick around if you would like to. But anyway, I also found it interesting, the way I calculated it broke down to 24. Why? Because we're moving into the year of the dragon next year. So it's just fitting, and it's 2024. So I'm just generally feeling a lot of change is going to happen in 2024. And again, if you don't know, I look at numbers and I take the energy from everything. I shine light on multiple angles. Okay, that is me. That's what I do. So yeah, let's just take a look at some of them. Anyway, so astrology, these are just connections. We've got Mercury. So Mercury is the messenger. So astrology brings messages. It's about messages, mercurial energy. Again, if you do not know, these just show the connections it has to each other. Like if you think of like string theory, if something kicks off, that could create a chain reaction, and then these could activate in the reality. Basically, that's how it works. So let's just see. You've got, you are a god, you are Zionist. Interesting. Corruptness. Now it definitely has been corrupted on many levels. As I said, I use the visible sky because that's where astrology is happening, which is basically astronomy. And unless I'm told otherwise, we're going to look into astronomy in the next video. But the circle drawing that we've been given and that we've told, this is your zodiac sign, etc., etc., it's off by a few degrees. Mainstream tropical is off. It's not really accurate. You can learn theory from it, but I don't know, I feel mainstream astrology fuels the world stage. And there's a timeline splitting that's happening now, so it's part of the same, it connects, it's unsustainable. So that's interesting. Again, it made me think of that timeline splitting, because astrology that's being pushed a lot isn't really astrology. It's not really astronomy. It happens in the sky, and as this whole timeline is splitting, many people are coming aware of it's not really, is it? Because things don't line up. You can't say it's Leo season when the sun's still in Cancer. The man behind the curtain, it's giving me Dorothy vibes. Like, who's the one who's started that technology? Because again, I just see astrology all as technology. This is why that movie can tell you the market's going to move during a certain time, because astrology is an algorithm. It runs off an algorithm within the sky, like literally like technology, as well as the markets moves on an algorithm. Prophecies, because it's all written in the stars, I guess. The truth is here in astrology, is it? But which one of the sky? I think I need to click it so it goes on up. We'll get through these quickly. God of destruction, the energy's up in there. The technology can definitely tear things down. Sound of F sharp. I've got a piano and I'm going to listen to it. It's just interesting. When it comes to frequencies, it's like, is this the sound? Like, or part of the sound that's holding the technology together? Olympic rings. So, the rings for the Olympics, it's been the same 5 colored rings for a while. Does that represent something, some sort of astrology? I actually don't know. Potentially. The 13th sense. How many senses do we have? Yeah, interesting anyway. The golden pendulum. So as I says, it's like, even when it comes to these Gematria connections, it's just is what's connected to each other. And it's like the way it moves when you go through different ages, like the golden age, the bronze age, and things of that nature. Like, we're supposedly going into the age of Aquarius, where the pendulum is swinging again. So interesting connection. The cross of matter. So obviously we reside within matter. If you break it down, it is actually a cross. So I found that super interesting. It's just like, okay, the connections are connecting, I guess. The endless cycle, of course, is just it's a cycle, a spiral. It's meant to be a spiral. Genetically modified man. Yeah, from the stars. Hell's best kept secret. And I find this interesting because I don't see hell as this burning place. It's just more or less the heel of your feet, like your feet. So it's kind of like you being grounded, touching into the material, grounding back into the material from your hell, your heel. You learn a lot grounding. This is my perspective. Christ is the imagination. So this whole astrology game, use your imagination. I feel we've probably been, not probably, we've been knocked down a lot when it comes to, oh, you can't really think that, you can't really do that. And then we get a little scared of using our imagination and creating that reality, you know? But maybe just getting back into that, will this bring up this Kundalini, Christ, Chrism oil type of vibe? The next one. So we're moving on to, I see I didn't even write it here. This is ordinal that we're going on to now. And it's 132. And I find it interesting too. It's like, it's 798132. It's like the number that kind of should be afterwards is before. It's very similar in nature, basically. I just noticed these things. But anyway, 31 in Chaldean, you've got the living God. No coincidences, of course not. The divine child coming from the stars. Again, that 52, which is rabbit. Flower of life, as below, so above. Fascinating. God in the flesh, again, we come from the stars. World order, is it based on astrology? I do hope that you can hear me. This fan has gone up. Generation X, were they the generation that like a lot more people got into it? Was it their generation? I believe so. Lucifer, XRP, of course XRP showing its name all up in this place. Of course Lucifer, no, not Lucifer, of course XRP, crypto, it just has to, I guess. But Lucifer is just light. So I just see that as light XRP. So again, it's bringing light to this cryptocurrency. This could also be XPR because they're the exact same numerical value. So keep that in mind when it comes to this game of astrology that the human gods are playing. And XRP. Mirror is, again, I found this interesting because it's like that's how our holographic reality works, through mirrors, isn't it? So it's all there, the connections are all there. I guess just two more. We've got metaphysical, higher power, binary 11. So this is where I go back to the differences of astrology and astronomy, because of course astrology is still looking up and using the sky. However, that's basically astronomy, not astrology, if you know what I mean. But we were pushed into, oh, this is astrology, this is the dates, blah, 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 blah. And our binary code is ones and zeros. The 0 is the feminine, the 1 is the masculine, but binary 11 is just masculine, masculine. You see what I'm saying? It's 1-1. So it's like that particular root of astrology of tropical mainstream has that, I wouldn't even say like boldly, but has it slyly taken out the feminine? Or am I thinking too deep? It's just my mind. The firmament. So yeah, what do you lot subscribe to? Do you see we have a firmament over? Do you see that we're stationary, or that we're moving however many millions of miles per second? What are your thoughts? Hidden messages all up in the stars, of course. Integration through the stars. 666, we're getting 666 carbon beings. So fascinating, linked to astrology. The divine law. Scroll of life, interesting. Getting 66 material. Seal of light, or seal of Lucifer, seal of light. So again, that light thing, Lucifer popping up his head. Because I see astrology as the science of fractalized light, and you can be a money magnet with this for sure. Open portal, portals open, indoctrinate. You see, it's all going back to you've got some, I'd say, what you'd probably perceive as good, and then some things are just like, oh, indoctrinate car. We have been indoctrinated into a certain aspect of astrology, of it being a certain way, whilst not even looking up at the place where it's happening, which is in the sky. Six of Cups. I was meant to check out what this was before, but it's kind of like nostalgia, playfulness. You kind of just generally a little bit happy from this energy, Six of Cups. So I wanted to put that in there. Most High magic with all of this. Church of Lady or Seer. So I found this interesting, and this is the last one because this links to a biblical reference, and I'm sure this was the church that the letter was written to, of being lukewarm. Are you meant to be lukewarm or are you not? Like, I don't even know at this point. So anyway, do let me know if you kind of like them connections. We're going to get into astronomy potentially next video, and there's a lot more to crypto that I found in that one. So do stick around if you'd like, but I just wanted to show the coding really and the connections of astrology and how much it actually impacts our reality and who we are, the human gods, God in the flesh, and things of that nature. This is why I use this so much. This is why I was drawn to it, but of course the visible sky, I just like looking up at the stars, and this, of course, because it plays a big impact in our hologram and how it works, it impacts the crypto market. So let's take a look at the astrological story this cycle over the holy days. Happy winter solstice, by the way. And yeah, let's take a look. So we have Mercury entering Ophichus, a full moon in Gemini, and Jupiter is stationing direct. So Mercury, confirmation burp, is it's all about energy exchange. So it does cover a lot of your thoughts. Communication is how you think. So people are going to think about something and then they're going to go and do that energy exchange, basically. So there's going to be that could be a thought of money, because Mercury is also money. And this is kind of how it works. You have that thought, Mercury, and then you go and do that, which is that energy exchange, Mercury again. And it's entering Ophichus. So what is this telling me? So Mercury is retrograding. Do forgive me, on my other calendar, it does make it more clearer. I'll show you. It makes it more clearer if a luminary has retrograded back into something. So as you can see here, it's got the R next to it, because we learn, we grow. But this calendar, it was just kind of like that. However, it does say up here Mercury retrograde. It says it up here. So anyway, Ophichus is transformative in nature, and it's Mercury's retrograding right now. That movie said pay attention to the full moons during Mercury retrograde, and people, all of the full moons, it starts with this one, it's all throughout of 2024. All of the retrogrades in 2024 have a full moon. So do check out my other video to get more details on that. But yeah, so we're in one now anyway, and this is why it's like I'm seeing it going back into Ophichus. Ophichus is very transformative in nature. So retrogrades offer like a little redo, a going over. There's nothing to be worried about. Still do what you need to do. But it's like you're crossing the I's, dotting the T's on things that was needed so that you can move forward in motion afterwards. So anything you didn't have the space, time, or capacity to do, you're now doing that. So basically, Mercury, it retrograding what it didn't really do when it was in Ophichus before. So yeah, see, it was in Ophichus in November. So pay attention to kind of that. It moved into Sagittarius and then it began to retrograde. So now it's going back into Ophichus to finish off this transformation within the market. Ironically, when we've got a full moon. So this full moons, if you do not know, full moons generally show the bottom of the market, and it lasts for 5 days. So it will be that we're already in the energy. It started here on Friday of it potentially finding its support, its new structure, and it's going to last for 5 days after, going into the 31st and finishing on the 1st. Okay, and this energy is just wild. Oh, Pluto. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting video. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm seeing there, along with Jupiter stationing direct. So Jupiter has been retrograding again, crossing the I's, dotting the T's, crossing the I's, dotting the T's, doing what it needs to do, and now it's getting ready to move forward in momentum. So Jupiter's all about expansion. It's not really known as it's known as like the planet or luminary or star of luck. However, all it literally does is expand. So it just expands. That's all Jupiter does. So you can imagine, with it being retrograde, you probably hadn't felt expanded. That's the best way I can put it. I'll put this thing in. I'm on my flow time, so I'm just a little bit but anyway, I definitely felt that. Did you? Just like super restricted, like, oh my days. But anyway, it's ready to expand again with less restriction as it moves forward. So what I'm also seeing that a similar nature with the market. When Jupiter started to retrograde, the market, and it was like September times. It was pretty much, what was the market doing? It was still finishing off its structures of things. We had some upward momentum, but like it was like, oh, is it moving? Is it not? And as it's stationing direct, I feel we'll see a bit more of these larger swings in the market. Okay, so as I says, because we will be in this full moon energy until the 1st of January. So what I'm seeing is we could be finding the support during any of this time. Okay, it could be after Jupiter stations direct, or it could be before. Of course, this cycle may be a little bit slower in the market. So it may be when the markets reopen again on this Monday, it gets that last movement in. But I'm not sure, is that still a holiday? The Monday, we'll see how it goes. But ultimately, what I'm looking for this cycle is the market finding its new support and its new local bottom. Okay, and within it doing that, once it's found that, you then usually long a full moon. So it's going to be interesting to see how the energy of this full moon, especially because it popped up from that movie, how the market may move. Because sometimes, no, for Forex, it's slow here. It's super slow when it comes to Forex. However, crypto's crypto. It never sleeps. There's no holidays. There's no holy days for cryptos. So it's going to be interesting. While Forex is asleep, could there be a lot of movement in crypto for the last cycle? Because sometimes it can do very well. Like I do remember a Christmas day, or was it Christmas Eve or Boxing Day? And I remember like, whoa, Bitcoin actually moved a lot. This was like when I was very new into crypto and wasn't really paying much attention. I was focused a bit more on Forex back then. But yeah, so we'll see. We will see. So we kind of just want to find the bottom, and yeah, we want to see the bottom. Let's see the bottom. Let's take a look now at the actual markets. So this is Bitcoin. This is the W time frame, and as you can see, don't have anything else on. Let's put the RSI on for us. I must have had two on. Let's put the RSI on today. Yay. Okay, so as you can see, on the W time frame, the RSI, it's looking like it's ready to make, it's overbrought. It's overbrought. So this is why once it's, you see I drew these white strange lines, like potentially hitting 52 after breaking after this zone, to then come back and potentially retest this green line. So because it is oversold on the W time frame, this is why I'm seeing we could get that overextension, because that's what Bitcoin likes to do. Or within the RSI, it may not go up that high. That's another possibility. But price itself will go up higher than this last cycle. Okay, so that's a possibility. Or it goes up higher to hit there and then comes back down. So because it is in the overbought region, especially when it hits 80 again, keep an eye out for that zone when the RSI hits 80, because then it's getting ready to possibly change direction at 80. Keep an eye out for that zone. But yeah, this is why I'm seeing a potential once it reached there, a correction. That's what I am seeing. The bottom though of this moon energy, we'll see, it could come in about here. This could be its new local bottom. After there, its new higher high. So will she? Let's take a look at, let's get a cleaner view. Yeah, just looking at the line, it looks like, yep, I'm hitting that, gone down, getting ready to go up again. Or could we do a double top? I doubt it though. I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, smaller time frame. In the next video, I'll put up the moon cycles. Because the full moon obviously won't be there yet, but when I do my next video, it will be there. So that's when I'll put them up. Okay, so on the daily, it's looking like we're still finding our bottom. Okay, so it's like on the larger time frame, I'm seeing upward momentum, but we still need to find that bottom, that proper support. So I guess it's just not found it yet, because what is this? Or is this the actual bottom? 40. Could that be its bottom? Because it's not come back down really to test 38. No, it's stuck at 40. That's the lowest it went down to. But on the RSI, we can see that it is sloping a bit, but it's not even anywhere near the 50. Oh no, yes it is. It's not, but it could, this could be its bottom, if you know what I mean. So instead of it moving down into like, oh whoa, we're getting to the lower territory, above the 50 could be the bottom. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. Really, I feel the full moon will come in, and even if price comes back down to 40, if it wants to solidify that, or even this 38 zone before going on up, but this full moon could be the one to get it to where it needs to go. Let's take a look. Just the 4 hour, maybe the smallest one we'll touch on today. My head's a little hurting. My head's a little hurting. Okay, so the RSI on the 4 hour, it's literally just going sideways. We'll just have to see if it comes below the 50 when it comes to this RSI, because I guess if it comes below the 50, then that could be an indication on the 4 hour we may be coming back down to 40 to retest this area. And as you can see on the 4 hour, we wicked to it, we went a little bit lower, and we're just hovering in this zone, to be honest with you. 40, so 40 could potentially be the bottom, and if there's not much movement, yeah, that may be the bottom. It may try and get its full-on structural support to confirm that for the 4th time. We got 1, 2, 3, and then one more time before it goes on up to find its new resistance, because after the full moon, or from the full moon, it wants to eventually get to, okay, this is the bottom. Where's the resistance? Is it going to be here at 48? Is it going to be at 52 or a little bit higher before it retraces again into January? Or it could be going up into January. We'll see. Let's take a look at XRP. The DXY may confirm it a little more. So ew. XRP in the hizzy. Right. Okay, so I drew this green triangle. This is just getting messier and messier. But I did draw this green triangle, and it looks like it's been just trading within there, to be honest with you. Oh, what's that noise? Gosh. To get just a cleaner look. I didn't. Yeah, let's just put these back on. Sorry, my head. I can't even think. I can't even think right now. So, I want to take a look at the lines, to be honest. Okay, so that's showing just a little bit clearer. Now I can see. So, it seems as if this could be the bottom. It's new, it's higher low. It's gone so high since here, though. Well, it's not that high. I guess it just looks that high. It just looks it. But this potentially could be the bottom, 60. With XRP, when it comes to the RSI, we're getting on this time frame. See, a bounce. It seems like we're getting like a little support off this moving average. So that potentially around 60 cents could be the bottom for XRP right now. Oh gosh, I didn't even mention this being Gemini is fueled by Mercury. Mercury fuels Gemini. So this is why it's like whenever crypto finds its bottom and it's ready to just, spring on up, it could be a lot more movement along with this Jupiter expansion. So it could literally happen on the 1st of January if it wants to be a bit slower, because that's the last day of the full moon energy. Right, so big yawn, I'm tired. So straight off the daily, it really looks like, oh, is price gonna come back down and create a higher low? I think that could be a possibility. We just tap into 58. So I was saying before, I believe in my last video, I was like 60, around about the 60 region. We may wick down, and it did wick down. So it's kind of showing me 58 maybe. No, it wicked to 57, the high end of 57, low end of 58. So between 57 to 60 is kind of like potentially XRP's bottom. Yeah, I don't know. It looks really propelling for it to just like, hey, come back down to 53 or something. That does look appetizing, to be quite honest with you. But 53 to 54, could it do that? That would be amazing. That may be like the last if it reaches that low, just bargain basically. Kind of looks like it wants to get a little closer to these. However, 57 to 60 could be the bottom for XRP. It could. And if we're breaking 57 at any point, the next leg I'm seeing is 53 to 54. Which again would be a bargain. On the RSI, we are below the 50, which again is just showing to me we may do another double bottom type of vibe, come down to where we peaked with the strength, in terms of strength, though it may not happen in the price. Because as you can see here, the RSI is kind of like it's reached the tip of where this one was, but price is higher. So that's kind of how it works. This is the volume, basically. It's part of the volume, and this is the price. So yeah, we could get like touching that 40 region again in terms of the RSI, and for price that could literally be about 60. It could stay there, because you even can see, I don't want to put on the drawing because it's going to get messy, but you can see one touch point here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points on this area. So with the candles it's a bit more messy, so you can't really see it, but that's where price went. So yes, price potentially could be coming back down to this is 60 cents. 60 cents, and on the RSI that could show like another touch on the 40, another touch on the 40. So we'll see how price acts. Will 60 cents be its official bottom, or will it not? Will it break 57 and retest 53, 54? You know, and even this 53, 54 region, we could maybe propel out and then possibly come back down to 70 or 60 anyway. Let's take a look at these meshy drawings. So amazing. It's a bit more clearer with just the lines. So all these touch points, and it's trading inside of it. So again, this is kind of telling me this orange line is closer, is on the 60 as well. So even if we potentially come out of it for a little while to touch that 60, I'm seeing this 60 region just a bit stronger right now. And we may even not touch it, like the bottom, full moon bottom could come in anytime here. So it depends what price is going to do. Is it going to make another leg down and then do that and then go on up, or is it making a flag? And look, it's giving me a bit of a flag vibe, to be fair. Just the flag up and then wiggle, 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 and then pew. So look at this. I just have to laugh. Sorry, I know you're going to have, like, people doing technical analysis aren't going to be like, pew. They're not going to really be doing that, but I say it got some time. I don't want a trend line. Yes, actually, it is a trend line, I think. How do you draw this thing? So it's kind of, I'm just going to do it a little bit shorter so I can move it. I just need to grab it. Yay. So when it wants to come on out, it's wherever it comes from. Potentially 80 if it wants to break out of there, retesting that 80 level, and then may jump up a little bit higher possibly before coming back down. But I'm seeing it's trading in this triangle, which I guess is semi-good or semi-good. Yeah, my belly's hurting. I had salad last night. Salad was a good thing to have, but I think I ate too much salad, fam. Anyway, so on the 4 hour, the RSI is looking like, again, it wants to find its bottom indefinitely. So that's what I'm seeing. But from finding the bottom, we could see some upward movement. Okay, so the full moon energy is going to last till here where the cursor is. So it's going to last till there. So we'll see. Are we going to find a bottom, go on up, hover a bit, and then come out? Rishi. But what I'm liking... feels like I've not even put this moon cup in properly, for crying out loud. What I'm liking, and I forgot to say on the daily, is Saturn and Jupiter and that. Let's take a look. Now, Jupiter's not even on here. is not on here. But anyway, Saturn, Mercury and Pluto are getting, well, Saturn's already crossed, obviously Venus and Neptune, and Pluto and Mercury are getting ready to cross Neptune as well. So soon they are going to cross Uranus, and Saturn, Pluto and Mercury are going to be on top of these three. So when Saturn, Pluto and Mercury are above them, it is showing upward momentum. Okay, upward movement. So that's definitely a good sign for continuation. Yeah, and this crossing, especially of Saturn and Uranus, could help that full moon energy, you know, to bring it on up potentially. But this is definitely showing me, even if it may, as you can see, it's moving down a little bit. It's moving down. Yeah, what was I saying? This is telling me that it's truly getting ready, because on like the larger time frame, they're getting ready to cross over. So of course, support this run that it's getting ready to do, as it follows time, Father Time, Saturn, to lead it into this run. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. That I don't feel I really need to go on a smaller time frame for XRP. So we're going to take a look. Oh, my head is really hurting, so I'm going to finish this soon. DXY. I need to cook, you know. I'm going to cook some lasagna today. And some aki. Sure, the DXY is very low. It's very low on the daily. As you can see, it was just pushed down by the luminaries, pushed down, and it's trading here right now. It's going to be interesting to see how it trades on there, to be honest with you. It's really going to be interesting. Like, are you going to go lower? Let's take a look at the actual candles. Price is underneath Neptune. I know this may sound super weird to OG analysts, but it's underneath Neptune, which is telling me it's kind of like it may just be pushed underneath Uranus to possibly come down and do this double bottom type vibe at 99, 100. So it may get, come down into like, oh, I'm getting a little bit oversold region, to be honest. That's literally just what I'm seeing here to make this interesting shape. What is it? It's not even a W. You can't call it a W. What is that? Yeah, it's nothing. But to come back and do a double bottom, basically from that double bottom of price being pushed underneath these luminaries, like the markets are closed now for Forex. It still opens Christmas Day and stuff, I think, but it just moves super slow unless it's like a Saturday or Sunday, then it's closed. But excuse me, is Forex open Christmas? No, I can't remember. Cannot remember. Doesn't happen often. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Even with the RSI, it's kind of like it doesn't really know what it's doing. It's underneath this moving average anyway. Like that potential another drop down. Yeah. To do a double bottom. So as I was saying, even when the markets open on Monday, are they going to open? I don't even know. Or while it's just closed, that may give crypto its time to find its little bottom. As I says, I'm not seeing it going down too far, even when it comes to Bitcoin and XRP. So it's like that 40 region for Bitcoin. and 58 to 60 for XRP to find its full on bottom. But kind of like when these markets open, this may want to get ready, be pushed down underneath these other luminaries or Uranus, which will potentially cause crypto to move with that full moon energy to go on up. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And after it double bottoms and crypto has is getting ready to find its resistance before it gets rejected, this could be when we see some strength in the dollar to come back up again. And while the dollar's coming back up, this is where we're seeing the retest of, come on laptop, the retest of going back to Bitcoin, that green line, this 31 to 34 region, basically, after the DXY has touched 100, just above 99, 100, and it's beginning to retrace up. We may see the opposite as Bitcoin's reaching just like 52, 48 to 52. And as the DXY is gaining strength, this comes to retest here. So, yeah, this is why I also say, if you're not in it and you've been watching these videos, even when it comes to XRP as well as Bitcoin, it's still early, apparently. It's still super early to be involved in crypto. So, and there's still going to be, like, I'd say one last opportunity when it comes to good prices, even for Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin comes down to 31, 34, brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So there may be one more opportunity for that. But of course, never FOMO, because even if it's not crypto, there's always going to be opportunities in this realm. There's always, however, of course, there's going to be certain opportunities of better prices. So there may just be one more opportunity when it comes to really good prices for Bitcoin and certain cryptocurrencies. Yeah, but I'm kind of seeing March going into April. It's kind of like, oh, get ready to just say buy. You can still dollar cost average into it, because some cryptos have a long way to go, but ultimately, yeah, if you're involved, just have a plan, you know. And again, I'm liking that these are getting ready to cross, which is showing to me, even if Bitcoin's to go up and it's ready to retrace back down, it could retrace and gain support off of these moving average, which is just more bullish in nature anyway. So yeah, that's good. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. My head is hurting. Oh, confirmation burp of my head hurting. So do grab this calendar. As I said, there's not a lot left. There's really not. So grab it if you'd like. And I'll see you in the next video. Do let me know if any of this was helpful. If you liked it, please drop a comment if you'd like, or definitely like the video. That would help me so much. I really hope that you can hear me over this fan in the laptop. I will be investing into a mic as soon as I can. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you in Crypto Angles podcast number 40. Oh gosh, I've done this for 40 cycles. Amazing. I'm proud of myself, and I realize I get this far. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Happy holy days. Have a lovely time with whoever and what you're doing, and I'll see you before the new year. Angel out. Bye.